In this video, I'll teach you to envision your desired direction and destination and make things happen in your life. Let's go! In order to fully understand this video, how about we start with a visualization experiment. Imagine you are at your funeral observing what your loved ones, colleagues, and friends will say about you and your life. What would you like them to say about you? How do you want to be remembered? To begin with, the end in mind simply means you have to better understand your present situations to take the right steps to get your final destination. Thinking about what will be said about you at your funeral will allow you to find your destination of success. This habit is based on the principle that all things are created twice. For example, if you want to build a company, you start by brainstorming to get ideas of what you want it to look like. If the company will be promoting group work and transparency, then the plan will include open offices or co-working spaces. Then you proceed to create a blueprint and develop building plans with details on how it will look. So, once construction has commenced, you don't have to make changes that might be expensive. This principle applies to various aspects of our lives too. For some of us, our first creation is based on our conditioning and training. Then we proactively design our lives from that first creation and vice versa. Leadership is the first creation that surveys the situation and determines if we are clearing out the right jungle, while management is the second creation that determines the efficiency of clearing out the jungle. This means that effectiveness is making the right moves. In business, no management success can compensate for failed leadership. But since leadership is difficult, we often get stuck in a management paradigm. Let's take the case of the president of an oil company who attended a year-long executive development program conducted by Stephen Covey in Seattle. Close to the end, he approached Stephen Covey and told him that he decided to take action based on the author's teachings. He became more involved in leadership, problem analysis, direction, and culture building issues than management dealing with urgent matters. Today, their revenues and profits have immensely increased. Proactivity is based on the human's self-awareness. Therefore, to increase our proactivity and exercise leadership in our personal lives, all we need is conscience and imagination. Through imagination, we can access our unlimited potentials. Through conscience, we can use our talents and contributions to connect with universal laws to effectively develop them. Since we already live in the ineffective scripts that others handed out to us, re-scripting is a proactive process of writing our own scripts or shifting our paradigms. A good example of re-scripting can be seen in the autobiography of Egypt's former president, Anwar Sadat. He was raised and deeply scripted in hatred for Israel. When he became president, he re-scripted his attitude towards Israel by visiting Knesset in Jerusalem and establishing peace movements. Sadat used his conscience, imagination, and self-awareness to build his personal leadership in order to change his perspective of the situation. Using our creativity and imagination, we are responsible to create new and effective scripts that match our deep values. For example, suppose you always use your authority and size to yell and intimidate your children. Remember the visualization experiment earlier about you and your funeral. To begin with, the end in mind will allow you to analyze your parenting role and think of how you want to be remembered by your kids. Then, you will be able to focus your deepest values as a parent and re-script yourself to match those values. Once we focus our lives on timeless, unchanging principles, we will be able to create important paradigm of effective living. So that's it for this video of Begin with the End in Mind for Success. Watch out for more of my content on how to achieve success. Hope you find this one helpful. If you did, it will help my channel a lot by smashing that like button and share this to anyone who needs it. Thank you, and see you next time.